Introducing the blue corner first. At 5'10", weighing in 170 pounds even, looking to establish himself now as a welterweight, he brings a veteran 27 professional victories with 5 losses. From Curitiba, Bahia, Brazil, presenting Goiti Yamauchi.
My name is Liam Lindsay with Verdict MMA, and I'm joined today by Bellator legend and PFL fighter Goiti Yamauchi. Goiti, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing good, my friend. My pleasure.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So the first question I want to ask you today is actually about your social media presence. Where have you been?
Social media, yes. I was talking about this in the last interview. Sorry guys, I have to be. I know more active. You know, sometimes it's hard to be father, fighter, man. I know I know part, but it's just
It's a tough job. No, I understand.
Yes, but I know I have to be more active. And for you talk about this, I will make a post today.
Yes, I will upload it, and we can make a comment on it or something.
Just like apology.
Yeah. No, you're all good, man. I was only teasing. I totally understand. Fighter first, or father first, then fighter, and then whatever comes after that. But it's been about 6 weeks, right, since your last win. I kind of wanted to ask, this is the first time in your career where you've already had a fight scheduled afterwards, right? You knew you were going to be fighting on this day afterwards. Did you kind of celebrate the win at all, or was it just straight back into training afterwards?
Really, that's a good question. I never felt like this. After that victory, I couldn't feel that the the victory feeling. That was really weird.
The job's not done, right?
Yeah, a couple months, I'll have to fight again. So we're not done yet, and I think it's good. It was a good thing to feel.
Yeah, I guess it keeps you motivated for your next fight, right? It's like, oh, the job's not done yet. We got 3 more to go potentially.
Exactly. I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a good. You know, you sometimes hear fighters say, "Oh, you know, I'd rather take a little bit of time off," but that's the tinge with the PFL, right? It keeps you on your feet. So before we get into your next fight, I kind of wanted to ask you a little bit about your last fight with Neiman Gracie, right? The situation, right, is you fight MVP, you have the horrible knee injury. He gets the win. You're out for a year. In that year, Bellator's gone to PFL. You know, it's all over the place. I mean, were you ever worried during that period? I'm sorry if you've answered this anywhere else. Obviously, this is my first time talking to you. I just kind of wanted to get your feelings on it.
Yeah, it was. I think everything was perfect to me.
Yeah.
Since the injury, this fight against Neiman was really good. It fit very good to me because I need that fight. I need that victory. Not just for the tournament, but to feel, especially for my knee injury, the mental part. I was like a little bit insecure before the fight, and after the victory, it was like it got 80% stronger. I feel like my knee is completely fine now, just for competing. Even though we're doing a hard sparring, hard conditioning, strength sessions, it's not the same as the competition. So I need this fight. Things change a little bit, the transition to Bellator and PFL, but I think they changed for the best. Everything or almost everything it's better. It's a best. I don't feel like Bellator is over. I feel like this is
it's Bellator 2.0. Yeah, no, I get that because I spoke to Liz Carmouche and Juliana Velasquez on Media Day, and they'd already fought twice in Bellator, and their first fight in PFL was a trilogy matchup.
Nice.
So they had mixed feelings on it because Liz had won the first 2, but there was controversy and stuff like that. I was going to ask your thoughts on the PFL matchmaking at the moment, but now that I've heard your thoughts on it, now it's kind of like everything fit into place at the right time for you, right? It was almost like a redemption. You kind of came in against the same guy, so I guess you're probably pretty happy with the matchmaking at the moment, right?
Yeah. Kind of happy and kind of not happy. I really like Neiman and his team.
Yeah, you guys had loads of respect. That was lovely to see.
Yes, I'll say respect. I respect. He not even know, but I respect a lot his family. A lot. I have a lot of respect and love for his family. I think if you know, without their family, no MMA.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I have a huge
you might not
respect.
even know jiu-jitsu without it.
Yeah, and it was a really actually it was really really tough situation because I was like, why I have to do the second fight with Neiman? What they are thinking? It was
Yeah.
Neiman that asked for this fight. It's PFL made this fight happen. I was kind of confused, you know. So it was really tough, but it was a good fight. It was a fight that I need. It was 3 rounds, 15 minutes. It was really good, you know, cage time. And like I said, it gave me a lot of security, and and now I feel comfortable with my knee.
Yeah, the knee's at 100% now. I'm glad you touched on the fight as well, because I think that the biggest takeaway I took from that fight is, even though you were coming off the injury, I felt you were a lot more aggressive with your striking, not in a bad way, as in you were just flailing your arms. You looked more confident in your striking. You were setting up strikes better. Whereas in the first matchup, you were very much, you're playing the counter punch. Obviously, there was a viral moment of you headbutting the punches, right, and then finding the uppercut afterwards. But in this fight, it felt like you were really going for it. And even though you didn't find the finish, did you feel like it was a more complete performance?
Was a wonderful performance.
Yeah,
Not
I
for
agree.
sorry for the fans, must be boring, and I'm sorry for that. Apologies, but it was only for this time. I'm a guy that loves Finnish people. I have one of the most I have the most submissions finished in the Bellator, so I'm not this kind of boring fighter. But sorry, once again, it was
No,
I need this decision. Neiman fought really in the beginning. He was a little bit irresponsible, and after he started to fight secure, and I did the same. I was just
yeah,
fighting secure.
yeah, no, I disagree. I thought that was a great fight. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I mean, you
Thank
dropped him in the first round, right? Yeah, I mean, people can't complain too much about it. Um, so looking ahead now, right? You've got this matchup against Koreshkov next. You've been a pretty active fighter. I know the last 2 years have been kind of tough with the knee injury and a couple of canceled matchups, but prior to like 2020, you've been having 2 to 3 times a year. But I was looking through your topology page earlier on, and this is the first time that you might have to fight 4 times in a year since 2013. So how's your body feeling right now? Obviously, I think you're 4 weeks away from the fight, right? But how's your body feeling now? And how do you think it will be feeling, in November time if you're in the finals? And have you kind of changed how you train for it, or how you recover um after training for it?
First, first I want to say I'm completely obsessed
Yeah.
about health, and
So
I think that
there's nothing past June 28th.
exactly,
Yeah.
especially now in the moment that I live in my life,
Mhm.
I'm obsessed with health, and this tournament means to me one thing. One thing really important is who's going to keep the health, who is going to keep healthy until the end of the tournament. And I believe I will, not just for what you put in your mouth, not just what you eat in your weight, but
Mhm.
your mental clarity. You have to be very sharp mentally to keep doing your work until the finals. And I think I'm really, really prepared to do this, better than anyone in that roster. That's what
Yeah,
I believe.
I kind of thought I'd get that kind of answer from you. I know you're a lovely guy. I didn't think you'd kind of talk about what's here and what's there after June 28th, but you kind of touched on it there as well. But after the knee injury, that was kind of the first major injury in your entire professional career, right? I mean, I know you had some
Yeah.
boxing fights and kickboxing and stuff like that, but like that was the first big one. Um, Fighters, I think a good example is TJ Dillashaw after his shoulder injury. They kind of talk a lot about how they changed fighting, how they might have been more timid to do this, or how they might have been smarter with this. Can you highlight anything that you've done after the knee injury to kind of train smarter?
Yes, yes. Not just for the knee injury, but I think I hit the third.
Yeah.
I'm a 30 years old guy now, so we when it's I think a lot of fighters that hit the 30s they start to think like it's just this is not just it's not about physical. It's much more than that. So I think that's where it comes this term training
Mhm.
smart. And that's I'm practicing a lot training smart. Of course, with training hard, yes. But if you train smart, you'll be able to train harder, and
Mhm.
that comes with experience. not just with talent or whatever. You have to be experienced to do that. You have to be you got to have a lot of work ethic to put in work and work smart. I mean, I'd say really smart. It's not just inside the gym. You got to be smart outside the gym. You got to live this thing 24 hours.
And I guess with you, it's kind of like the injury, PFL, and turning 30. It kind of all came together at the right time for you to be able to train smart. So thank you for that answer. That's one of the questions I really wanted to ask you. Is I like hearing about when fighters talk about how they've recovered from injuries and different methods they use. So onto your opponent, onto Andrey. I know I've been stalling a little bit, but in your last fight against Neiman Gracie, obviously I know you respected his ground game a lot. In both the fights, there wasn't too much grappling. Obviously, in the last one, there was a little bit more. Andrey Koreshkov, I'm not sure if you've watched his last fight, but he was definitely struggling with the grappling, struggling with wrestling. Obviously, I know you're more of a jiu-jitsu guy, but you're a complete fighter, of course. It's against Gracie, you were very stand-up heavy. Is it safe to say that you'll be willing to grapple more and look for submissions against Koreshkov?
Yes, 100%. If we have the opportunity to grab, why not? Why not? I'm a grappling guy. I feel really comfortable on the ground, regardless if I'm on the top or with my back on the floor. I'll be comfortable. Most of my fight, if you watch, I pull in the guards. This is my game.
Yeah.
There's the whole myth. I say it's a myth that people say, you cannot play in the guard. It's very dangerous in the MMA. For me,
I think you're living proof of that you absolutely can.
Exactly. Complete bullshit. Sometimes, of course, you got wrong, but it's not because of the game. It's because we got to it was my opponent's word.
It's a high level thing to be a guard fighter.
Exactly. And the only time that it went wrong was against Michael Chandler. And any other fights, just completely good. I could fight. I didn't get hit hard. I could finish. I could sweep. I could rest. So it's completely bullshit when you guys say you can't play jiu-jitsu in MMA. I think wrestler created this myth to stop jiu-jitsu guys
to try and stop you guys from doing it because they were scared of it.
Yeah.
No, that kind of leads into my next question as well. Before I go into it though, did you say are you much of a fight studier? Have you watched the last fight between Magomed Nurmagomedov and Andrey Koreshkov?
Not yet. I watched a little bit. Something inside me after the fight told me, "Oh, maybe you're going to fight one of these guys." And
you teamed onto it.
Yes, but it was a really nobody knows that, but it was a really painful fight for me. Really painful fight. It was a secure win. It looked like everything went great for me, and it was, but I got a lot of pain in the ass injury. I got a big cut.
Yeah, I saw that in your post-fight interview there. That would look swollen.
Exactly.
It looked bad, man. It's looking pretty good now.
Yes, thank you. It's good.
No worries.
And my left leg was really hurt, so I couldn't move very well. But I was in the VIP area, and I was like, yes, let's watch this fight a little bit. But I didn't watch the whole fight, just a little bit. But 100% I will watch that fight again.
Well, I'm gonna be your man in a chair for a second, right? I'm gonna give you some insight because I did watch the fight because I wasn't sure if you'd seen it or not. 2 times he got taken down in that fight by Yamauchi. One was off a spinning wheel kick attempt, and another was off a flying knee attempt.
What is his name?
Umalatov, right? Magomed Umalatov.
Yes, Umalatov. What is it? He's a grappler or is a striker?
Mainly a grappler. He was very, very, very grappling heavily against Koreshkov, but I think that's his main game. Obviously, Russians. But yeah. So Koreshkov tried these wild attacks, and I couldn't help but kind of. I know they're completely different fighters, so I might be reaching a bit here. But another guy that likes their spinning moves, likes their flying knees, is MVP. And you had a whole camp for MVP, right? You trained for him for that fight to end in 20 seconds. So obviously, I know you haven't seen the fight, so it's a bit hard to kind of gauge because they're 2 different fighters. But do you think you can take anything from the MVP camp to work against the creative striking of Koreshkov?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
It's 100%. Once you do a fight camp, I think not just for me, but for most of fighters, when you do a fight camp, you never lose it. You never lose it.
Yeah.
It's experience that you have to absorb for your whole life. So yeah, I'll have to a lot to to just think about that camp
Yeah.
that I can bring it back to this camp.
Thank you. And I want to talk about the points in the PFL, right? Obviously, this is new to you. This is new to a lot of guys as well because a lot of them are coming over from the PFL. But you're sat on 3 points at the moment. I think you're tied fourth in the rankings. So if you get another decision win, you might get through. I'd say it's like 80% of chance of you getting through. But there's guys at the top with 6 points. I think Don Madge is at the top with 6 points at the moment. It feels weird saying this to you because you're a veteran, but you're still young. You're still looking pretty in the face. So do you think you should? Do you go into this fight prioritizing points, or is it just get the win? If I don't get through, then there's always next year. Like, what's your mentality going into the fight?
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure.
Yeah.
My mentality is to get the win, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like I am a finisher guy. I finish fights, so that's what I'm looking for. I don't like to put the fight in the judges' hands. I don't like it because sometimes shit happens. So I'll try to finish him.
You've been a victim of that before.
Yes, exactly. That's
We would say
a
who,
terrible.
yeah.
I think it's worse when you're got a unfair decision than a loss.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that as well. And my final question about the PFL bracket is I know you just asked about Molotov, so I'm not expecting a huge in-depth description of everyone, but is there anyone in the tournament at the moment that you think you might progress as well into the finals? I know you might not meet them in the finals. We don't want to look past Koreshkov, but is there anyone that you think will be in the finals, hopefully alongside you?
About this guy, the Russian guy, did you say?
About everyone else in the tournament as well.
Everyone else? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is there anyone that stands out to you?
It's really interesting the way that the tournament is going. A lot of interesting matches. I don't know the guys' names. Sorry, it's too hard.
Okay.
But I know two guys. From I think the second guy and the third guy will face
Both
each other.
Russians, I'm pretty sure.
The first place guy will fight Neiman, and I heard that this guy's from Jiu-Jitsu. My coach said. So he's going to. This matchup is very, very bad for him because Neiman. I think Neiman has the best
jiu-jitsu in the tournament.
Jiu-jitsu in the tournament, yeah. So very interesting matches. We'll see. I'm excited to see. One thing I know, I'll be in the finals.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's going to be there. We'll see.
I mean,
watch.
Sorry, go on. Yeah, no, I was going to say, hopefully Don Madge is taken out by Neiman, right? So that way he loses his points and then Neiman takes his place instead. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. Maybe you guys do a trilogy.
Yeah, it'll be crazy.
How much time have you got, by the way? I don't want to keep you for too long.
No, don't worry.
You sure?
Let's go.
Well, I wasn't sure. My last one with the PFL was 15 minutes, so I didn't want to if you were busy or not. But if that's the case, I wanted to ask you about I know you can't say too much about your contract, right? And you don't want to look too far ahead, but at the end of the year, Bellator are going back to Japan in the Saitama Super Arena. I know when you fought there last, news to you. I know when you fought there last, it was a really big moment for you. So you got your win there by submission, I think it was, as usual. But yeah. Even if you were to win the tournament, would you still be interested in fighting on that card? And do you know if there's if Bellator fighters are allowed to cross over from PFL and back to Bellator? Is that something that you've been made aware of?
Yes, 100%. If this information is accurate, I will personally ask for my manager.
Amazing.
For my fight. Yes, 100% I will.
Yeah, I believe it's been confirmed.
Yes, it's how long it's been confirmed? Just to know.
And not too long. It'll be a couple weeks, maybe a month, but it's going to be December 31st. December 31st, okay. New Year's Eve.
Okay, so I'll check it out. I'll talk to my manager.
Amazing.
Thank you for the information. But yes,
yeah, no worries. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I hope to see you on that event, man. My last two questions are about UFC fighters, two of your former opponents. The first one's about MVP. I'm sure you probably get asked a lot about him, but he's just been matched up against Ian Gary in the UFC. I wanted to ask kind of a two-part question. What do you think of that fight, and how much MMA do you actually watch outside of your own fights?
None, zero.
None. That's fair enough then.
Just the highlights on Instagram.
Just the highlights,
something.
yeah. Not even UFC 300?
Zero. No.
Zero. Not even Aldo's come back.
No, zero. I think you don't some people don't understand, but I think it's not good for my athlete mindset.
Mentality. Yeah.
Yes. Watching another no. I prefer to sleep.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, especially with the time.
After my retirement, maybe I come back and watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from the UK, so I have to stay up till like 3 a.m., 6 a.m. every weekend. So it is horrendous.
Oh, nice.
If I was fighting, I would be done with it completely. And my last question for you would be, I know you're looking pretty filled out at 170 at the moment at welterweight. Is there any consideration whatsoever of ever jumping back down? Because there's quite a few big names down in the 155 division. You've got Patricky Pitbull, Clay Collard. There's Shane Burgos. I'm sure he's doing his own thing at the moment. Is there any consideration for that at all?
I don't think about 155 pounds. I don't really see myself fighting that weight class again. But who knows? I still feel that I can make the weight. But with
the tournament,
price. Yes. What is the cost to drop that weight again? So it has to be a very interesting offer.
Yeah, no, I expected you to come into the tournament at welterweight anyway, because a loads of fighters can't, struggle to do that cut once, let alone 4 times in a year. My final question then: what's the headlines, right? What are the news articles say come June 28th? How do you get it done? Put you on the spot.
Prediction.
Yes, sir.
Knockout, second round knockout.
Ooh, okay.
Watch this.
Awesome. That's all the questions I've got to you today, man. I really do appreciate the time.
Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Hopefully I get to talk to you after your win.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, my friend.
Yeah, you too. Have a good day too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.